26-10 Spartans lead, 2:20 to go in the second quarter. As Patterson and Stevens go to the bench, as Graber and Stock on the court right now, along with Riley Parker, Amber Austin, and Grace Sullivan for Homestead. Sullivan walks it up the court for the Lady Spartans. They lead by 16, 2:13 to go in the second quarter. Bit of a low-scoring game by Homestead standards. Grace Sullivan gets it to Sydney Graber underneath the basket. She's triple-teamed and puts it up and scores. Sydney Graber, her second basket of the game. She has 4. Homestead's lead now to 18, 28-10, 1:55 to go in the second quarter. Shearer on the right side for the Eagles in desperate need of a basket. Delicki, who throws it over to maybe, drives left baseline. She's double-teamed. Floating jump shot by Licky was no good. Homestead the rebound. Grace Sullivan across half court for the Spartans. They lead by 18 points. Sullivan, the layup is good. Grace Sullivan able to walk into the lane and puts up the layup for 2 for Homestead. Their lead now to 20, largest of the game. 1:22 to go in the second, 30-10. Homestead on top. Shearer on the right corner. Homestead's defense is smothering in this first half. Woodward for the Eagles, who just checked in. Ball on the ground. It looks like Homestead recovers. Molly Stock, a freshman who just checked in for the Lady Spartans, across half court for Grace Sullivan. Now on the right side, crossover move behind her back. Homestead up by 20 points, under a minute to go in the second quarter. Amber Austin now with the ball in her hands to Grace Sullivan now on the right side. Pass to Parker, top of the key. Over to Stock. Homestead ball, they lead by 20. 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. Sullivan now walks it out near half court. Perhaps Spartans looking for the final shot of the first half. They played great. They lead by 20 points, 30-10 over Columbia City in the sectional semifinal. Grace Sullivan in the right corner for Homestead. Dribbles out, Sydney Graber fakes the 3, drives right baseline, takes it back out to Grace Sullivan now. Back to Sydney Graber, and she loses that out of bounds, going to Columbia City. 20 seconds to go before halftime. Homestead up by 20, 30-10. Maggie Kinsley now in the game for the first time for Grace Sullivan for Homestead. Columbia City ball. Marshall set to inbound to Anna Schrader now, a 5'5" sophomore guard for Columbia City. She walks it across half court, does Marshall on the right side, down to 11 seconds in the first half. Pass stolen away by Riley Parker for Homestead. Layup is deflected and it's no good, but Kinsley, the offensive rebound, out to Parker. Deep 2 in the left baseline. It is good. Riley Parker knocks down a jump shot to pretty much end that second quarter. She's up to 11 points. 32-10, Homestead leads at halftime. What a dominant defensive performance that was from the Lady Spartans. This is a Columbia City team that averages 51.5 points per game, currently at 10 points at halftime right now.
Yeah, I mean, Homestead was just running business as usual. It just seemed like everything was working on all cylinders for the Spartans. Shooting was spectacular. Their defense forced 6 turnovers, and Columbia City just having a rough game right now from a team that usually plays incredibly well, as they're on a 5-game winning streak with their last loss to Belmont, 40-31. Aren't looking as good as they did on that 5-game winning stretch. In this one, it's been a struggle for the Eagles right now.
Homestead up 32-10 at halftime at Southside High School. So it appears that we could be on our way to another Homestead Southside sectional championship game. Homestead won the 2 previous matchups this season, but both were coming by single digits. I'm Matt Selfring alongside Braden Carroll, currently at halftime at Southside High School. Homestead leading Columbia City 32-10. Like I said, sectional championship will be tomorrow night at 7:30, as Homestead's defense just smothered the Eagles in that first half. Taking a quick look at some of the leading scores for both teams. Riley Parker led all scorers with 11 points for Homestead. This is their 12th game in 2020, and she just needs one more point to have reached scoring at least 12 points in every game this calendar year. So Riley Parker definitely shooting the ball well. Once again, Riley Parker with 11 points to lead all scores for Homestead. Ayanna Patterson had 6 points. Allison Stevens had 5. Grace Sullivan had 2. Amber Austin had 4. and Sydney Graber had 4. Those were the scores for Homestead, now for Columbia City. Not a whole lot of scoring from them, only putting up 10 points in that first half. Olivia Shear with 5, Carly Mabey with 3, and Grace Schrader with 2. What are your takeaways from this first half, as Homestead could do pretty much anything they wanted in Columbia City? Didn't really have much of an answer.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles dug themselves into a huge hole. It's going to be tough to come out of in this second half. Down 22, it's been a really hard game for the Eagles. They haven't really faced competition like this since they barely scraped by Norwell, and this team is even better than that Knight team. I mean, Homestead's just rolling right now. Everything is going right in Columbia City, really having trouble battling a team that has so well offensive and defensive production. It's been a tough one for Columbia City. I can see them, as the game goes on, maybe making this a little closer, but right now it just seems like the motivation and drive to make this one a close game isn't there for Columbia City.
Homestead up 32-10 at halftime, and that will take us to our first break. Once again, Homestead leading by 22 points, and when we come back, we'll look more in depth and see what Columbia City can do in the second half if they want to perhaps make a comeback. So stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan basketball, the Point 91 FM.
Homestead athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's of Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zesto's. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's of Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, family owned and operated since 1977, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring the Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Find more information at CasaRestaurants.com or by following Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports broadcasts.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard, next to Dunkin' Donuts Baskin-Robbins. You can contact Moe's by calling 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in Southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead athletic coverage on our station.
Welcome back live to Southside High School, currently at halftime between Homestead and Columbia City as the Lady Spartans lead 32-10. At the break, we had to cut that commercial break short, just received from some first half stats. Let's take a look in depth. In that first quarter, Homestead outscored Columbia City 18-7. In the second quarter, they outscored them 14-3, good for a 32-10 lead at half. There's only one lead change in that first half. Homestead's largest lead was 22. Actually, I believe the only lead change was when it was 0-0. Columbia City's longest scoring streak was 3 points. Homestead at 1 point scored 7 in a row. Riley Parker, 13 points on 5 of 7 shooting, which includes 3 of 4 from 2 and 2 of 3 from 3-point range. She also has 2 assists and 1 steal. I'm not sure if there's rebounds on this. Actually, yes, Parker with 1 rebound. Anna Patterson, she has 6 on 2 of 2 shooting. She also has 2 rebounds. Let's see. Allison Stevens has 5 points, 2 of 3 shooting from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. Sydney Graber with 4 points on 2 of 5 shooting from the field and 2 rebounds and 2 turnovers and 1 assist. Grace Sullivan with 2 points. Amber Austin with 2. I believe that's all the scores for Homestead. And now for Columbia City. Actually, it just has, on the sheet, it says Columbia City, number 33, scored 5 points. Is actually Olivia Shear. Carly Mabey had 3, and Grace Schrader had 2. As a team, Homestead shot 13 of 23 from the field, good for 56.5%. We shot 10 of 16 from 2, good for about 62.5%, and 3 of 7 from three-point range, which is good for just under 43%. They only missed 1 free throw. They were 3 of 4. Looks like they had 6 turnovers in that first half. Columbia City had 7 turnovers. The Eagles of Columbia City, they trail by 22 points at halftime. It's 32-10. They shot 3 of 16 from the field in that first half, 2 of 10 from 2, and 1 of 6 from three-point range. They gotta change something in the second half, or else Homestead could be on their way to another blowout win.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no surprise that this Columbia City team is having such a tough time shooting. This is a Homestead team that does not allow points. It doesn't allow them to come easy if you get any. Homestead is currently on a 7-game streak of allowing 40 points or less on their defensive side. I mean, this is just a Homestead team that has an incredible defensive output and just plays great both inside of the paint and around the arc to make sure that every basket is incredibly worked to get it in. It's just been a tough night for Columbia City on offense. They just can't get them to land because they're facing one of the best defenses in the state.
Once again, we're live at Southside High School. I am Matt Salfrank alongside Braden Carroll, and actually a score update just popped up. Northrop leading DeKalb 30-10 at halftime. Homestead leading Columbia City 32-10, so very similar scoring. Those teams, however, will not meet. Northrop in the East Noble sectional. We're about a minute 10 away from the start of the third quarter. We're just talking about how we got some stats from that first half. Once again, Riley Parker with 13 points on 5 of 7 shooting, which include 3 of 4 from 2 and 2 of 3 from the three-point range. We also have turnover details, which includes offensive fouls, ball handling, bad pass, lost ball, out of bounds, pretty much any kind of turnover, we have it. And let's see, it looks like Riley Parker had 1 turnover due to ball handling and 1 turnover due to a bad pass. Sydney Graber had 1 turnover due to a lost ball. And it looks like, I guess that may be it. For some reason, I thought I read that Homestead has 6 turnovers, but either way, Homestead dominating that first half. Columbia City only 10 points scored. Homestead with 32. They lead by 22 points. So in the post-game show, I guess we'll get the full box score, break it down. Homestead up 32-10. On their way to a sectional championship. They're 1 half away. Start this second half. It'll be Homestead ball. Patterson, Graber, Parker, Sullivan, and Amber Austin out on a court to start for Homestead, as Austin gets it in to Grace Sullivan across half court for Homestead. They lead 32-10, 7:54 to go in the third. Grace Sullivan on the right side, dribbles in, picks up a dribble. Parker fakes a 3, the top of the key, gives it over to Sydney Graber, who takes a 3. Sydney Graber drains the 3 ball for Homestead. She's up to 7 points. 35-10, Homestead leads. 7:30 to go in the third quarter. Columbia City nearly turns it over as Licky drives in. Bounce pass out now to Shear on the right corner. Homestead up by 25 points to start this third quarter. 7:15 to go. And a bad pass goes out of bounds. Turnover on Columbia City. I believe they're 8th of the game. And going to Homestead, they lead 35-10. 7:15 to go in the third quarter. We're live at Southside High School. I'm Matt Salfrank alongside Braden Carroll as Parker lobs it into Patterson, who lost it out of bounds, but they say it was deflected, so staying with Homestead. Riley Parker put up 13 points in the first half. 35-10. Homestead leads right now, 7:02 to go in the third quarter. Parker left corner three, but a turnover on Homestead. Offensive foul, it appears, on Amber Austin. That's her first. 35-10, Columbia City ball. They trail by 25. 6:55 to go in the third quarter. Eagles ball looking for the first basket of this third quarter. Shear takes the shot. That's no good. Rebound goes to maybe the offensive board. And a jump ball is called. Looks like staying with Columbia City. 35-10. Homestead on top as Columbia City set to inbound underneath their own basket. 6:45 to go in the third quarter. As maybe gets it in to a cutting Fry. And her shot is good. 35-12. The lead is cut to Homestead, still leading. 6:30 to go in the third quarter. Graber fakes a three at the top of the key. Looks for Grace Sullivan on the left side, gets it to her. Back over to Patterson. Step back two, and she drains it. Patterson a deep two. She now has 8 points. Homestead's lead up to 25 once again, 37-12. 6:12 to go in the third quarter. The Spartans defense dominating this one pretty much the entire way. Shear on the right side, who gets it into a cutting Schrader. Now back out for Fry. Stolen away by Riley Parker. Wide open lane, and she lays it in. Riley Parker now up to 15 points. The senior guard for Homestead. 39-12, Homestead on top. 5:45 to go in the third quarter. Sectional semifinals at Southside High School. In the third quarter, Homestead up 39-12. Columbia City ball in need of a basket soon. They want to make a comeback. Schrader calls out a play for the Eagles now to Shear on the right side. Guarded by Parker, tosses it over now to Licky on the left side for maybe. And a reach and foul going against Homestead. Let's see. That's Amber Austin. It appears that's her second personal. So Homestead with 2 quick team fouls in the second half. Columbia City 0. Molly Stock in for Amber Austin for Homestead. Columbia City still with possession. They trail by 27. 5:15 to go in the third quarter. Schrader shot is short, was partially deflected going to Homestead. Parker across half court over to Graber in the left corner. Back to Parker to Grace Sullivan. Drives in, throws up a layup, and spins off the rim as Columbia City grabs the rebound. They trail by 27. Under 5 minutes now to go in the third quarter. Shear gets it out to Braden Licky. Drives right side. Shot off glass is good. Braden Licky, that's her first basket of the game. Lead cut to 25 points right now. Homestead still in complete control. 39-14 they lead. 4:35 to go in the third quarter. Sydney Graber takes a three at the top of the key, and that was short. Off the left side of the rim. Columbia City the rebound as Schroeder passes out to Licky. Now left corner is Fry. One-handed shot. Bounces off the front of the rim. Homestead the rebound. Graber to Molly Stock in the left corner. Back to Graber, and she scores. Molly Stock, the nice assist to Sydney Graber. She knocks down the bucket underneath the basket. Graber's up to 9 points for Homestead. Lead back up to 27. It's 41-14. 4:07 to go in the third quarter.
And the Columbia City defense just struggling to stop Homestead at all. And this is a team that, just like Homestead, has a 7-game streak of allowing 40 points or less. Columbia City on a 4-game streak, but it's only the third quarter right now, and Homestead already over 40 on this Eagles team. They just haven't faced a great offense like the Spartans in recent games, and it's really affecting the way that the Eagles' psyche is going on right now.
Homestead dominating pretty much from opening tip. They lead 41-14 near the midway point of the third quarter. About 4:07 left. Homestead 2 team fouls. Columbia City 0. Homestead hangs on to win. Up by 27 right now. They will take on the winner between Wayne and Southside in a game that will follow this one at Southside High School, which is where we are right now. Columbia City ball. As Shear has it on the left side and a whistle, another foul going against Homestead. In the first half, we saw a lot of fouls on Columbia City, not a lot on Homestead, but to start this third quarter, that's the third on Homestead, and Columbia City still with 0 foul on Molly Stock. That's her first. Eagles ball in need of a basket soon. Fry tosses over to Urban. Now Shearer on the left side, guarded by Grace Sullivan. Right side for Urban. Feeds the paint to Marshall. Fadeaway shot, and she's able to draw the shooting foul. So perhaps Columbia City can earn some points at the free throw line. They've struggled shooting from the field. That's Molly Stock's second. Let's see if Coach Parker keeps her in the game. 41-14, Homestead leads. 3:37 to go in the third quarter. That's the fourth team foul on Homestead this second half. Free throw way off by Marshall. 5'10" sophomore for Columbia City at the free throw line. It appears like Stock will stay in the game for Homestead. They lead by 27 points, 3:37 to go in the third quarter. Second free throw is good by Marshall. It's now 41-15. Homestead leads, 3:33 to go in the third quarter. Sullivan across half court, over to Stock on the right side for the Spartans. Megan Yoder now in the game for Homestead. Passes over to Sullivan, back to Yoder. Grace Sullivan with the ball in her hands once again. Now to Patterson on the right side. Homestead up 41-15. 3:15 to go in the third. Graber shot is no good. She was triple teamed. And Columbia City the rebound. Urban passes down low to Licky. Out to Shear now beyond the three-point arc. Makes Sullivan fall. Three is good. Nice move by Olivia Shear. She has 8 points right now. 41-18. Homestead still leads. 2:48 to go in the third quarter. Megan Yoder on the right side. Back to Molly Stock near half court. Bounce pass to Grace Sullivan. On the left side, cross-court pass over to Patterson. Top of the key now to Stock. Fakes a three. Bounce pass to Yoder. Right corner, Homestead ball. They lead 41-18. 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Patterson, a three on the left side. Too strong. And Columbia City with a long rebound. That is Marshall across half court. She wants to push it. Guarded by Stock. Puts up a shot off glass. And Rebecca Marshall scores for Columbia City just like that. It's a 21-point game. Homestead up 41-20, 2:17 to go in the third quarter. Columbia City on a bit of a run right here. Let's see if they can continue that as timeout is called.
Yeah, I mean, they still are behind a great number to the Spartans, but their shooting has suddenly started to get a lot better. They're getting in the groove now. They're starting to score inside the paint against a team that is way taller than they are, which is a huge surprise. Their free throws are landing at a rate higher than Homestead's used to. New Haven and Northrop, their Homestead's two last opponents were not great free throw shooters, but this Columbia City team, they know how to make them at the stripe. I mean, right now, they're behind a big amount, but, I mean, they're looking like they can make it a little closer.
Homestead with 4 team fouls, Columbia City with none. So if you're the Eagles, perhaps maybe drive in a few more times. Draw some more fouls on Homestead and go to the free throw line. Homestead ball out of the timeout. They lead 41-20. 2:12 to go in the third quarter. Allison Stevens now in the game for the Spartans. Patterson, spin move. Fadeaway jump shot was forced and no good. The rebound goes to Columbia City. Eagles right corner, Urban fakes a three, drives in, passes to Riley Parker. It's stolen away. Homestead ball, Parker in the lane, and she's fouled. 41-20, Homestead on top, 1:50 to go in the third quarter. Columbia City, I believe they doubled their point total, what it was at halftime, at 10 at halftime, already 10 in this third quarter. 41-20, Homestead leads, 1:50 to go in the third quarter. First by Parker is good. She's up to 16 points. So Riley Parker has now scored at least 12 points in all 12 games this 2020 calendar year, which is basically since the SAC tournament. 42-20, Homestead on top. 1:50 to go in the third quarter. Parker's second is also good. Riley Parker up to 17 points for Homestead. Columbia City ball, they trail now by 23 points. Schrader hands it off to Marshall, who drives in the paint on Kinsley, puts up a shot off glass, can't get it to go. Rebound on the ground goes to Urban. Columbia City still with possession. Right corner to Schrader, crossover on Stock, hands it off to Marshall, takes a three. Nearly went in, but a bit short. Ball on the ground. Parker and pretty much the entire Homestead team fighting for it as Kinsley recovers for Homestead. And a jump ball is finally called. That was Kinsley and Grace Schrader fighting for it down low, but possession arrow going to Homestead. 43-20. Spartans lead 1:18 to go in the third quarter. Molly Stock takes it up the court for the Homestead Spartans, who are 23-1 on the season on a 14-game winning streak. And a whistle down low. Looks like a foul going against Columbia City. That's going to be their first of this half against Haley Urban. That's her second personal. No one really in a lot of foul trouble for either teams. Urban has 2 for Columbia City, and Molly Stock with 2, and Amber Austin with 2 for Homestead. But other than that, not a whole lot of foul trouble. Homestead up 43-20, 1:10 to go in the third quarter. Spartans set to inbound underneath their own basket. Stock looks to get it in. Still looking. And 5-second violation on Molly Stock. That was a quick 5, but turnover on the Spartans. Columbia City playing a little bit better in this third quarter, but still down by 23 points. 1:07 to go in the third quarter. Homestead leads 43-20. Left corner 3 by Shear. Splash! Olivia Shear drains the 3 for Columbia City. She's up to 11 points. Lead is cut to 20. 43-23. Homestead still leads. 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Stock. Parker, 3. It's good! Riley Parker, another 3 for Homestead. And she's up to 20 points. Spartans lead by 23. Columbia City ball. 36 seconds to go in the third quarter. Shear fakes a 3 on Parker. Now over to Urban on the left side, and she is called for a traveling violation. Turnover on Columbia City. Ball going to Homestead. 46-23, Spartans lead. 32 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's been all Homestead in this one. Stock over to Allison Stevens on the left side. Back to Riley Parker, who has 20 points in this game. Pass a little high for Amber Austin, but she's able to get it. Homestead ball down to 17 seconds to go. Stevens drives and throws up a shot, hoping for a foul. It's no good. No foul is called. Rebound goes to Columbia City. 10 seconds to go in the third. Shear across half court, down to 5 seconds. Calls for a screen. Down to 3 seconds. Right corner 3. Schroeder is no good at the buzzer. Homestead will take a 23-point lead heading to the fourth quarter. It's 46-23. Spartans on top, and Riley Parker with 20 points for Homestead.
Right now, I mean, it's just too late for this Columbia City team. They only have about half. Well, they have exactly half the amount Homestead has right now heading into the fourth quarter. There's only 8 minutes left to make a 23-plus point comeback. It just seems like it's out of reach. Homestead really dominated this entire game. Their shooting has been on point, along with the rest of their offense, and Columbia City just having a tough time shooting tonight. It's been all Spartan.
Homestead up 46-23 at the end of 3 quarters. Like we said earlier in the post-game show, we will get the box score, share some of the important stats with you following this game, which we will not broadcast, but plenty of other ways to watch or listen to will be Wayne and Southside, although I'm pretty sure everyone probably knows who will win that game. Southside beat Wayne by 60 points earlier on this season, and the sectionals played at Southside. So a lot of home fans, I guess you could say, in favor of the Lady Archers, setting up to be a potential Homestead Southside sectional championship tomorrow night at 7:30. We'll be on the call for that one. Fourth quarter play begins with Columbia City possessing the ball. They trail by 23 points to Homestead in the sectional semifinal. Shear drives in, kicks it out for Schrader, and foul going against Homestead. That's going to be their 5th as a team. Patterson, that's her first. Columbia City ball underneath their own basket. They trail by 23. 7:46 to go in the 4th. Shear gets it in the right corner for the Eagles, guarded by Parker. Picks up her dribble. Now bounce pass to Madison Woodward, who just checked in. She's trapped, guarded closely by Graber. Bad pass stolen away by Patterson. Homestead, other end, one-on-one. Patterson, Euro step move, not able to finish. Rebound tipped. Riley Parker, a three! No, in and out. So close for Parker. 46-23, Homestead leads. 7:17 to go in the 4th. Pull up by Maybe. No. Offensive rebound goes to Woodward, and she's fouled. It looked like that's going to be going against Amber Austin. And if so, that'll be her 3rd. And it is on Amber Austin, her 3rd personal foul. Homestead 6th. If you're Columbia City, drive in. The next foul going against Homestead, you're going to be getting free throws the rest of the way. First by Woodward is good. Madison Woodward, a 5'9" junior, her first point of the game for Columbia City. It's cut to a 22-point lead for Homestead, 46-24, 7:14 to go in the 4th quarter. Second by Woodward is also good. Eagles knocking down their free throws when they need to. Homestead ball. Lead is cut to just 21. 7:06 to go in the 4th quarter. Patterson on the right side for the Spartans. Passes over to Sydney Graber beyond the arc. Grace Sullivan now slows it down for the Spartan offense. Not in a rush at all. No shot clock in Indiana. And a foul going against Homestead on the offensive end. 46-25. Homestead leads. That was Patterson. That's the 7th as a team for Homestead. So maybe I'm not 100% sure of the rules, but they should be at the line shooting a bonus right now. Maybe it doesn't apply to offensive fouls, but the foul was on Patterson. That's her 2nd. Columbia City with the ball down by 21, 6:40 to go in the 4th quarter. Woodward down low, misses a layup. Rebound tipped around, goes to Woodward, misses another layup. And Graber finally the rebound for the Lady Spartans. They lead 46-25, 6:27 to go in the 4th quarter. Grace Sullivan with the ball for the Spartans. Over to Riley Parker on the right side. Bounce pass to Patterson. Now over to Sydney Graber. Riley Parker with 20 points in this game for Homestead. Patterson loses it, and it's stolen away by Columbia City. They trail by 21 points. 6:08 to go in the 4th quarter. Top of the key for Olivia Shear. Gets the screen, drives left side. Now Amber Austin guarding her. Pass over now to Maybe. In the lane for Schrader. Shot is blocked by Patterson. Schrader 5'4", Patterson 6'3". The easy block for Ayana. Homestead with possession now. They lead by 21. 5:45 to go in the 4th quarter. 46-25. Grace Sullivan on the right corner. Back to Parker. Thought about the 3. Drives in. Shot off glass is good. Riley Parker up to 22 points. Does 5 off her season high. 48-25. 5:28 to go in the 4th quarter. Homestead leads. Shot up by Maybe is way off. And Woodward able to get the offensive rebound. No foul is called as Homestead grabs the rebound, and finally a foul going against Columbia City. Let's see who they call that against. That'll be Maybe her 2nd and the team's 3rd. As Molly Stock and Maggie Kinsley in for Amber Austin and Riley Parker. So out on the court right now for Homestead, Sullivan, Kinsley, Graber, Patterson, and Stock. Kinsley on the left side for Homestead. Over to Patterson. Now cross-court pass to Stock on the right side. Homestead up 48-25. 5:01 to go in the 4th quarter. Kinsley at the top of the key for Homestead. Gets it over to Stock on the right side. Spartans ball. Graber fakes the 3, drives in, puts up a shot in the paint, rolls off the rim, and the rebound goes to Columbia City. That is Shear with the board across half court. Crossover on Stock. Feeds it left side for Licky. Fadeaway shot. Hits the side of the backboard. Gets her own rebound, though. And a jump ball is called going to Homestead. It's where the arrow is pointing right now. And Homestead will get possession. They lead 48-25, 4:39 to go in the fourth quarter. It appears it may be a little bit too late for Columbia City as Homestead's defense dominating once again. Riley Parker back in as Grace Sullivan goes to the bench. Parker with 22 points for Homestead. But once again, we'll get the box score in the postgame show coming up shortly, as it appears Homestead on their way to another sectional championship. Another sectional championship appearance, that is. This is just a semifinal. Homestead ball over to Stock on the right side for Homestead. They lead 48-25, 4:22 to go in the fourth quarter. Riley Parker at the top of the key over to Sydney Graber on the left side. Back to Kinsley, fakes a three. Stock on the right side for Homestead. Spartans taking their time. And a foul in the paint going against Columbia City. That'll just be their fourth. Foul on Haley Urban, that's her third. Eagles trail by 23 points, 4:13 to go in the fourth quarter. Homestead inbounds underneath their own basket. A Stock gets it to Graber. Calls for a screen. Spin move, shot, left-handed is no good. Columbia City the rebound. That is Urban. They trail by 23, 4 minutes to go in the fourth. And bad pass goes out of bounds. Going to Homestead. Turnover on the Eagles. 48-25. Homestead leads 4:01 to go in the fourth quarter. Live at Southside High School in the sectional semifinal matchup. Kinsley gets it into Molly Stock. Full court press now for Columbia City. Maybe a bit too late for that, though. Under 4 minutes to go now in the fourth. Homestead up by 23 points, 48-25. Kinsley out to Molly Stock, who faked the three, didn't take it. Riley Parker with the ball now in her hands. The senior has 22 points. One of the best games of the season for her. Kinsley out to Parker. Finds Patterson in the paint. Right-handed shot short. Gets her own rebound. Patterson, second chance effort, and she is fouled. Shot was no good, but Patterson going to the free throw line for two. That'll be the fifth team foul on Columbia City. The first personal foul on Olivia Shear, as Patterson with 8 points in this one. First free throw is good. (49-25), 3:27 to go in the fourth. Patterson second in and out, no good. Tipped out of bounds, and it looks like staying with Homestead. Spartans up by 24, 3:26 to go in the fourth quarter. Riley Parker gets it into Patterson beyond the three-point line. Kinsley looks for a teammate, gets it over to Riley Parker, who has 22 points in this one. Patterson, the paint shot, bounces off the rim, gets her own rebound, and she's fouled again. So Patterson going to the line for two more. The sophomore. That'll be the sixth team foul on Columbia City. Gabby Fry with her second. 24-point lead for the Lady Spartans. Patterson's first is no good. That's two misses in a row at the line for Patterson. Doesn't matter a whole lot right now as Graber goes out, as Stevens comes in for Homestead. 49-25. Homestead leads 3:14 to go in the fourth quarter. Second for Patterson is good. It's now 50-25, 3:14 to go in the fourth quarter. As Patterson reaches double digits, she's up to 10. Columbia City ball. Comeback probably too late. 3:09 to go in the fourth. They trail by 25 points. Homestead's defense very impressive in this matchup. Shear, left-handed layup, gets it to go. Olivia Shear up to 13 points for Columbia City. And a timeout, Coach Brad Parker for Homestead. 50-27, 2:56 to go in the fourth quarter. Homestead still leading.
Yeah, I mean, now it's definitely over. Columbia City has just had a tough game so far. The second half, they couldn't respond at all to a Homestead team that was scoring twice as much as the Eagles. It's just been a tough one for Columbia City. A tough way to end a solid season nonetheless for Columbia City. They've made some great progress since a 9-16 2018 season. A great season, but not the best way to finish it if you're an Eagles player.
Yeah, but losing to Homestead, that's what a lot of teams have gone through this season. Definitely nothing to be ashamed of. Columbia City just didn't quite have their all tonight. Weren't able to hit a lot of shots compared to usual, but that's what the Homestead defense does to you. Homestead leads by 23 points, 2:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Stock gets it across half court over to Parker on the right corner. Now to Stevens. Pass is stolen away by Columbia City. Maybe across half court for the Eagles. Now right side for Schrader. Marshall now. Layup is good. Rebecca Marshall up to 5 points for Columbia City. Full court press for the Eagles. 50-29. 2:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Stock across half court for Homestead. Gets it to Kinsley. Takes a three in the left corner. It's no good. And Columbia City the rebound. Marshall across half court. Perhaps this one isn't over yet. Eagles on a bit of a run as Marshall fouled going to the line for some free throws. 21-point game. I guess with 2:08 left, a lot would have to happen.
Yeah, certainly. And now that it looks like Coach Parker is bringing his entire starting lineup back into the game, it's going to be even less likely for this Eagles team. But a great effort at the end nonetheless.
Foul on Allison Stevens for Homestead. That's the team's 8th. And the free throw good by Rebecca Marshall. That's her 6th point. So Homestead brings back all their starters. Free throw coming for Rebecca Marshall for Columbia City. Homestead up by 20 points, 2:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Second by Marshall is good again. The Eagles knocking down their free throws in this one. And it's a 19-point game. I believe Columbia City on a 6-0 run right now. Coach Parker puts out his starters just to finish the job. Make sure it's a comfortable enough margin. But it appears the Spartans will move on to tomorrow's sectional championship against either Southside or Wayne. That game tomorrow night at 7:30. Patterson drives in for Homestead. Shot off glass, doesn't fall. Gets their own rebound, and a whistle. Looks like a jump ball is called. Possession going to Columbia City. 1:38 to go in the fourth. 19-point game. You got to respect the effort from Columbia City. They're not giving up in this one. They still trail by 19 points. 1:38 to go in the fourth quarter. 50-31. Eagles ball. Three on the left corner. That was Schrader's, no good. And Parker the rebound for Homestead. Grace Sullivan on the left side of the court gets across midcourt, and she is fouled. 1-1 coming for Homestead. They're in the bonus. That was the 7th team foul on Columbia City. The second team foul, or the second personal on Olivia Shearer. We have almost a Legion of Spartans check-in, as the PA announcer says. Everyone but Grace Sullivan out of the game. Free throw by Sullivan is good. Front end of a 1-1. As Grace Sullivan now up to 3 points for Homestead. Riley Parker leads all scorers with 22. Sullivan doesn't get the other one to go. It's a 20-point game, 1:17 to go in the fourth quarter. Homestead leads Columbia City ball. Shot by Schrader is an air ball. And Grace Sullivan with the ball for Homestead across half court. Kinsley is fouled on the shot for Homestead. So Maggie Kinsley perhaps with a few points at the line right here for Homestead. They lead by 20 points, 51-31, 1:01 to go in the fourth quarter. Kinsley not able to get the first to go. That foul was against Licky. Guess that was her third. And Kinsley misses the second. Megan Helmkamp now in the game for Homestead. Schrader left baseline for Columbia City, double teamed, out to Shear. Layup is blocked by Stevens. Stock other end for the Spartans in the left corner. Homestead up by 20 points. 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. And a foul by Columbia City. Like I said before, you got to appreciate the effort by Columbia City, fighting to the very end of the game. You know, only down by 20 points to Homestead is actually something you can't be too ashamed of, considering Homestead beat New Haven 83-24 on Tuesday night, as Columbia City empties their bench. And Landrigan and Freem now in the game for Homestead. Let's see who checks out. It'll be Kinsley and Stock for Homestead. So Landrigan, Freem, Helmkamp, Yoder, and Stevens out in the court for Homestead right now. They lead by 20. Helmkamp, front end of a 1-and-1, misses. Columbia City, the rebound. Looks like that is Marshall. Left side for Urban. Back to Licky. Shot is rejected by Stevens again. 24 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Homestead up by 20. 51-31. Landrigan right side for the Lady Spartans. The Freem now Yoder on the left side. 12 seconds to go. Stevens now with the ball in her hands. Shot falls. Allison Stevens scores for Homestead. She's up to 7 points. 53-31, and that will do it. Homestead moves on to the sectional championship tomorrow night against either Southside or Wayne. 53-31, the Spartans win it.
Well-earned victory for Homestead. Columbia City didn't go out at the end, but the Spartans made sure that they would go out once all 3 zeros were on the scoreboard. Just a great game for Homestead. Just scoring was incredible from the Spartan team, going against a Columbia City squad with great defense. I mean, it was overall just a perfect game for Homestead. Not too many turnovers. They did struggle when it came to fouls, as they had 8 team fouls on that second half and about 7 in the first. But still, great game to move them on to the next round.
And we should be getting some stats soon. Once again, Homestead wins it 53-31 over Columbia City. The Lady Spartans move on to tomorrow night in the sectional championship against either Wayne or Southside. And we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back when we have some stats.
Homestead Athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's at Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zesto's. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, family owned and operated since 1977, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring the Casa Bro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Find more information at CasaRestaurants.com or by following Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports broadcasts.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard, next to Dunkin' Donuts Baskin-Robbins. You can contact Moe's by calling 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in Southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Athletic coverage on our station.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carry out by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
We all come together and stand together to serve our veterans. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
And now let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Lady Spartan basketball right here on the Point 91 FM.
First off, welcome back live to Southside High School. I got to apologize to this audience. When we went to break, I said when we came back on the air, I'd have some stats. And I unfortunately do not have some stats quite yet. But quickly looking at some of the leading scorers for Homestead, Riley Parker has 22 points. I should say finished with 22 points as Homestead got the 53-31 win over Columbia City. Patterson finishes with 10, Graber with 9, Stevens with 7, Austin with 4, and Grace Sullivan with 3 points. What a dominant defensive performance we saw from Homestead just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, their defense was just all over Columbia City, forcing double-digit turnovers. I mean, there was just nothing Columbia City could do. Their shooting was just off the entire night. Nothing was going right for that Columbia City offense, and the Homestead offense was rolling as well. Riley Parker, 22 points, just a great game out of her to help lead this Spartan team to a victory.
Once again, Homestead gets the win, 53-31 over Columbia City. And it looks like we're not going to get any stats. Once again, I apologize to the audience. We got some at halftime. Probably as soon as we go off the air, we'll get some stats. But once again, Homestead, they win it. Oh, actually, here we go. Here come the stats. Homestead wins it, 53-31. And here we go. We got some stats. So Riley Parker, well, crazy line, 22 points on 8 of 10 shooting from the field, 5 of 6 from 2-point range, 3 of 4 from 3-point range, perfect at the free throw line, 3 for 3, 2 assists, 2 steals, and let's see, 1 rebound. But what a performance by Riley Parker. She shot 80% from the field and put up 22 points.
Oh, yeah, she's definitely the star of that game. She really led this Spartan team to a victory today. Her ability to just pass it around the court and hit some shots down the stretch was incredible. I mean, she was one of the big reasons Homestead had such a big lead at the end of the game. Just a perfect game out of Riley Parker.
Looking at some other scores, Grace Sullivan finished with 3 points on 1 of 4 shooting. Allison Stevens, 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting. Sydney Graber, 9 points. Had a rough shooting night, 4-12 from the field. Patterson, also a rough shooting night, had 10 points, but shot 3 of 8 from the field. Amber Austin, and this says 2 points, but I believe she had 4. But at Homestead, according to this stat sheet, shot 20 of 43 from the field, about 46.5%. They shot 5 of 12 from 3-point range, turned the ball over 10 times, which is what they turned it over against New Haven. And Columbia City, they shot 10 of 30 from the field, 33.3%. 3 of 9, also 33.3% from beyond the arc. They did shoot 80% from the line. Both teams had 21 rebounds. Columbia City had 13 turnovers. And outside of that, not a whole lot in terms of the stat sheet, but overall great game from Homestead.
Yeah, I mean, everything went right. Columbia City was having a tough night shooting because of this Homestead defense, and the offense backed that game up as well. A perfect game heading into what should be a tough sectional final against either Southside or Wayne. Homestead's prepared for it, though. They definitely showed that in both the game against New Haven and the game tonight against Columbia City.
Once again, Riley Parker finishes with 22 points on 8 of 10 shooting from the field, which included 3 of 4 from the three-point line. The senior, another great game. And before we leave, we want to give a quick thanks to some of our sponsors, including Casa Ristorante, Moe's Southwest Grill, Arby's at Coventry, and Marco's Pizza, Illinois and Scott Road. We also want to give a very special thanks to our board operators and Mr. Andy Dunn back in the studio for their off-site producing, along with on-site producer Mr. Adam Schenkel for taking care of the arena and technology. Once again, your final score is Homestead 53, Columbia City 31. The Spartans move on to tomorrow's sectional final against either Wayne or Southside, that one at 7:30. For Braden Carroll, I'm Matt Sulfring. Thank you for listening to another presentation of Homestead Spartan basketball on the Point 91 FM. Enjoy what is left of your Friday, and we will see you right here tomorrow afternoon as the Homestead boys host Hamilton Southeastern with tip-off set for 1:30. This has been another Homestead High School athletic event presented on the Point 91 FM.